Previously on the first part of Ciudad Perdida Trek.
We are now starting our trek to Ciudad Perdida, and the total distance will be 62 kilometers. Wish me luck!
It has been a great first day of walking to Ciudad Perdida, and we even had tons of fun. And now, let the challenging second day begin. The dawn of the second day. It was a very early start. We woke up at 5 a.m. Everybody started getting ready before we got to enjoy our breakfast, an important fuel for today's hike.
It's 6 in the morning and we are ready for our second day.
The second day's hike would take us to a more remote corner of Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, to our second camp, just at the foot of Ciudad Perdida.
So guys, this is the second day and this is supposed to be the hardest and the longest hike. We should walk for around 8 to 9 hours and we are now just at the beginning. I'm not kidding, it's quite intense already. Going up again. Oh god.
The ascent was definitely not a joke, so unforgiving. Well, the only way is up and Tammy is already half dying. It was always very nice every time we reached a resting point, knowing that fresh fruit was waiting for us.
So guys, in the beginning, it's hard to get permission or agreement from the indigenous people to open this trail. But finally, the leader, or the mamu, he said, if people want to go all the way, walk all the way till the lost city, why not? Because it cleans their energy. But actually, our honest review is not only cleaning your energy, but also cleaning your body. You eat a lot of fruits, you walk a lot, and you sweat a lot. Super healthy. So they use these donkeys to transport their goods. So in this second day, we are not just walking and enjoying the scenery, also inhaling the fresh air, but today we will also have chance to visit the indigenous village. Well, last night we already heard some stories from the local guides, but hopefully after this we will hear even more information from the indigenous people themselves. So we can share this knowledge, we can share their stories with you guys.
We arrived at a small hut in the jungle owned by an indigenous man. Thick smoke filled the air, and a man in white with long straight hair was already waiting for us. Over the next 30 minutes, he would explain many aspects of the indigenous people's life and culture. Firstly, he showed the traditional way of processing a sort of bromelina leaf for making clothes and bags. Surprisingly, a lot of fibers can be found inside this long big leaf. The fibers can then be dyed with various natural colorings collected straight from the jungle. And let me tell you guys, it was not easy at all. The guy made it look so simple, but it was not.
45 degrees.
And here's how the resulting fibers look like, with different colors. Afterwards, a demonstration on how to spin the fibers, turning them into threads. When it's spun, it can then be worked into useful objects such as this bag called mochila. Next, an integral part of the indigenous society, the coca leaves. Indigenous people always carry dried coca leaves in their mochila. It's like their essential food. And interestingly, they greet each other by swapping coca leaves instead of shaking hands. The coca leaves are usually consumed with this white powder stored in the poporo. And no, it's not cocaine in case you wonder, it's ground seashell, calcium carbonate. The powder is taken from the poporo with a stick, and after putting it in their mouth, they'd rub it on the neck of the poporo bottle. After time, a layer of crust would build up around the neck of the poporo, reflecting the maturity of the man. After hearing the fascinating stories from the indigenous man, we continued our walk. We stumbled upon a group of these super adorable little kids bringing a piglet. In fact, we would regularly meet groups of indigenous people making their way from one place to another. What strikes me the most is that they usually walk bare feet. Imagine! The Ciudad Perdida trail is actually like their highway in the jungle. There are many other smaller paths branching out to many remote places in the jungle. Cacao is also cultivated here in the jungle, and we got to try the raw cacao fruit.
How is the cacao taste? The fresh cacao.
Sour, like guanabana, but sour.
A bit sweet as well.
Soon thereafter, we arrived at an indigenous village. It's such a pity that we were not allowed to enter though.
We are now in front of the Mutanshi, and it's the village of the Kohi people. You can see the shape of the house is quite unique, and actually based on the shape of the house you can differentiate the function of the house as well as the rank or the importance of a person. So guys, here you can see the shape of the house a bit better. The house is round because it resembles the earth, the sun, and also the moon. And by the way, you also see a high like antenna, a high thing there, and it resembles the peak of the mountain. By the way, the house itself doesn't have a room, so everybody just gather around the fireplace. They do everything there.
We've walked quite a lot already, but it was not even halfway for the second day. I mean, the distance to be covered on the second day was almost 20 kilometers long. Another group of indigenous people. For your information, we did ask for permission to take a video of them.
So guys, this is our first resting stop. We are going to swim and then have lunch here.
Let's go to the natural pool over there. This place was such an oasis during a hot day like this. Perfect for a dip before lunchtime. Ooh, finally lunch! We were all starving after the tiring walk and the refreshing swim.
We are starting again. The heat is intense. Ooh.
By this time, the sun was at its peak, mercilessly beating down on us. As we ventured deeper into the jungle, the view became more scenic as well. raging rivers, lush valleys. It was beautiful.
I think this is one of the hardest stretch. After every turn, you see another hills going up. Whew. This is the cotton cultivated by the indigenous people. They use this for making their clothes, making their bags, their mochilas.
It's the cotton, perfect for a sweaty day like this. This trek to Ciudad Perdida and also the Ciudad Perdida itself is located in the Sierra Nevada National Park. And the area, the mountain area, is actually bigger than the whole of Switzerland. Imagine that. And then according to the latest census of the government, there are about 120,000 of indigenous people living here in the mountain area. That's only the people that are registered, not including all the farmers that also live here. It's amazing, this area.
I see a house there. I hope it's our resting point.
Yes, indeed it was. And of course, fresh fruit was waiting for us.
Let's push to the camp. Let's go.
Late afternoon, and the cloud had descended upon the jungle. It's supposed to be not so far anymore to reach the camp, but with so many miles already on our legs, it felt difficult. Somehow, these leafcutter ants fascinated me so much. After more than an hour later, we finally caught a glimpse of the camp.
We made it! Second camp!
Paraíso Teyuna Camp, our last stop before the final push tomorrow to the mystical Ciudad Perdida, the lost city. Everyone had arrived, and of course, the day was not complete without one last swim after the long and tiring day. No kidding, the water was really chilly, much colder than the water in the pool the day before.
The water is really fresh! Oh.
The night was concluded with a tasty group dinner and then straight to bed afterwards.
Our bedroom for today! This is mine!
Good night, because tomorrow Ciudad Perdida is waiting. Hey muchachos!
We start our walk and this is the real deal. We are going to Ciudad Perdida!
The third day, Ciudad Perdida Day. Keep following our journey in the next video to explore and discover the mystical lost city. See you!